Well, just because the officers resigned doesn't mean an open investigation won't make it onto their personnel files. Agencies looking into hiring an officer who left another department are required to check that officer's files. Kentucky statute 15405 says any agency getting a question about a candidate applying for a peace officer position must provide documents like paperwork related to an incomplete internal administrative investigation of the peace officer that was not completed because of the officer's resignation or retirement while the investigation was pending. Agencies are legally mandated to tell the Kentucky Law Enforcement Council, or KLEC, of any separation of an officer from employment. And if it's a termination or resignation, the KLEC asks for additional information on what happened. We asked the KLEC about cases like the one in London. Their communications director told us in an email, in cases where an officer resigns before the completion of a formal investigation, the investigation does remain on their record as they apply for law enforcement jobs in other counties. It is noted in the officer's employment history, which is why it is imperative for law enforcement agencies to check standing with KLEC prior to hiring. The KLEC will also use information from legal proceedings, media coverage, even officer referrals to consider cases. They don't have to wait for an agency to start a formal investigation. With this WKYT Fact Check, I'm Kristen Kennedy.